Hi. Well, this is my just a little rant, a little mini little thing I wanted to put out there. Okay. After the Comic Con non-spoiler scenes we got from Comic Con about MLP's fourth season, um, I had an idea, this insane idea, and and then something at the end that just totally blew my mind. It's like, no, would they? I wouldn't put it past them, type of idea. Well, I'll explain that in a bit when I get to the end. Now, when season 4 premieres and we go through the various different story arcs, so this seems to be a bit more of a story arc driven season. When everything's kind of more said and done, okay, we get to the end of the season, so it's the season 4 finale. I think that's going to be this epic battle. Well, it's more of a wish list, really. It's definitely a wish list. That when the end comes, that the final villain for the season to come along would be the Chrysalis, the changelings will come back. And I thought it'd be kind of cool just to have them like come back, and they're like, so like you see like characters acting a bit more out of character, just a little bit, and then it's like boom, you realize you're in the middle of another invasion by the changelings, and it's just epic chaos and massive invasion across the entire Equestria, and it just is just total chaos. So it's like Crystal Wedding, except like times 1,000 or something like that. And like just a handful of ponies managed to elude capture. Pinkie Pie, the CMNC, and one unicorn. And okay, these characters survive for the reasons I'm about to explain. Is that they say, what are we going to do? We need a plan. It's like, we need an army. And Pinkie Pie suddenly realizes, wait a minute, I know where we can get an army. And she goes back to the cavern with the mirror pool and uses the alicorn to help unleash all of her Pinkie Pie party what they call party zombies, pretty much. And so they just unleash this entire army of Pinkie Pies on the entire army of changelings. And then they also bring then the unicorn teleports in the Paris Bright. That'd be interesting to see. Then the CMNC go and get all their classmates, the ones with all the blank flanks, and comes up with this insane plan to for them all to take True Heart's Desire, the flower. And so as their cutie marks all start to appear, they all start causing immense amount of chaos and stuff. So they all have these different abilities to kind of chaotically help win the fight, the Chrysalis, and help win the war. So they have these three basic armies. It kind of be like a parody of the end of the Lord of the Rings series. We had the cavalry, the two different armies, cavalry coming in at the end with like, all hope is lost, and then here comes one army over there, and then the other army over here coming up over the hill, parodying Lord of the Rings. Maybe Pinkie Pie would parody Gandalf, the White Wizard, when he was the White Wizard. That would be kind of funny. Or if somebody could parody Gandalf. I don't know who would really pull off a better Gandalf, but so yeah, basically the three armies come in and they cause immense amount of chaos to help defeat the the changelings. And then, but this time, instead of repelling them, like with shining armors, that's why the elements of harmony were not used, and why only shining armor spell, magnified by his love with Cadence, was used instead during a Canterlot wedding, was because that his shield just repelled them. That's all it did. It just pushed them out, as opposed to the elements of harmony, which harmonize a character to bring them back to an equal balance. So I thought to myself, what if the elements of harmony were actually used this time? What would happen? Well, they wouldn't be repelled, they would have been equalized. But then what would happen if the changelings were equalized? And then it hit me, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like such the most like epic, not foreseen thing coming ever, and also the most scariest thing ever. It's like, would they ever really do that? Would they really bring back the flutter ponies? Now, nobody knows what the flutter ponies are. Okay, backstory. Flutter ponies are a type of pony way back in G1. If memory serves, I saw this like maybe a handful of times, but it's the special or the movie one with the shmoo or whatever it was, that purplish goop that covers the land. If memory serves, all the ponies got out of what was it? I forget what the name of the land they were in, Ponyland or whatever what they were in. They had gotten out because the people, the remaining party said, well, we can't fight this thing. No matter what we do, we cannot. Whatever we throw at it just does not work. So they're stuck somewhere, and they sing a song about cheering up by a well, and they hear like their echo or whatever come back to them up from the bottom of this well, and it's like, but it's in time with them. It's like, that's an interesting little effect that that the voice will come back. It's similar to that of the singing by the well in Snow White. And at the time watching it, I think it's like, is there somebody down there, or are they just trying to make the illusion that there's someone down there and they're just singing this thing? It's like, well, they don't do things just because, everything has a reason. So it's like, Then they say, I think there's someone down there. So they crank up the bucket, and sitting in the bucket is another pony. But this pony, instead of having bird wings, has insect wings, like that of a fly or a bee. And she gets her friends together, and their wing power or something, maybe because their wings flap faster than that of the Pegasi, that it pushes the shmoo together, and then they drop it on top of the castle from which it came, or mountain or something like that. So anyway, that's with the introduction of the flutter ponies, and then they stayed on for a while afterwards, I believe, until they got stuck in honey or something like that. So yeah, I think that the changelings will be harmonized, and there'll be the introduction of the flutter ponies for season 5. That's my prediction. Hasbro, I'm looking at you, kid. Keep up the good work, okay? Alright, now, to the rest of you, that's my thoughts on the season 4 finale, my personal wish list. And, as always, to everyone out there in the community, and all the hard workers at Hasbro and DX, I think it was DX. Well, the animators, whatever the company you guys are called. To all the animators out there, all the hard workers, See you at season 4.